going to keep his head shaved or not? You know, Don, I know you're an anthropologist, you study people. What do you make of, you know, like some people don't have a choice, either through illness or hereditary or genes or whatever, the hair, but some people shave it for a fashion statement. What's your take on this?
Well,
is it a big, is it a sexual turn on?
No, not really. It's what you do when nature is taking its course and your hair is falling out. It's highly recommended by all the young women I've ever hired for my workshops. They hate men that try to pretend their hair is not falling out. They prefer really, really short hair once it starts to go. The shaved look is a bit much unless you have a nice round head like Yul Brynner. That may be before your time, but I'm not sure. You know Yul Brynner?
No, I know Yul Brynner, sure.
Okay. Michael Jordan made it popular. And you see a lot of young guys out here. I play poker a lot, and the casinos are full of young guys, all with not shaved heads, but really, really, really short hair, because it's a fashion statement. It came from the skinheads about 10 years ago, and it's now, to try to look tough, you cut your hair real short, and get a bunch of tattoos and some piercings.
Or shave it. I'll tell you what, for everybody I know, and I put a few links to some baldheadshavers.org and things like that on my blog. It's a lot of work to keep that look going. It's more work than having hair.
Well, if you shave, you know, if you shave every morning, you can just soap up your head and zap it, I suppose. I don't know. I believe that once your hair starts to go, shorter is better, and the less there is, the shorter it should be.
Well, our guy John LaBarca had a thick head of hair. He wasn't losing his hair at all. In fact, I think he was multiplying hair up there. But now, I talked to a few people since then, and it became a topic of conversation in a lot of areas around here because it was such a popular move on his part. It was a spectacle, and it was a good thing that he did. But, you know, I was talking to some people who, you know, shave their head because a lot of them are losing their hair. So a lot of guys shave their heads. So they don't have, as one guy said to me over the weekend, this is a guy who's in a hard rock band. He said that when he grows hair, it comes out like Bozo.
Yeah.
He's got the ring of hair, that male hereditary baldness pattern. So he shaves it. But the cruel thing is, unless you keep at it every day, you get a 5 o'clock shadow that shows everybody where your hair is missing.
Where your hair used to be.
Where your hair used to be.
That's right.
It really is a cruel trick of nature. You know, we grow hair in the wrong place once we get over 25.
Well, from a anthropological, biological perspective, hair is one of the main sexual signals in both sexes, and it's sensual, it's sexy, and the the obsession with it in our culture is reflective of anthropology. It doesn't have anything to do with the media driving us crazy about our hair. It's just part of being a human animal that's trying to attract the opposite sex. That's what it's about.
With the women that I've seen, and either they lose their hair, you know, through one way or another, or it's voluntary, like Britney Spears or Mina Zaburi, the actress.
Now, what was that? What was the one that shaved her head that ripped up the poster of the Pope?
Oh, that was
Sinead O'Connor. Sinead O'Connor.
Finger, yeah.
Yeah. Well, that's just I think it's publicity.
Sure.
You know, I want to be stupid in front of everybody. I think Britney cut it off in a vain attempt to prevent Kevin the parasite from getting her hair and having it drug analyzed.
Yeah, that was the rumor. We've got to take a break here, Don Steele. Can you hang out? We'll wrap things up.
Okay.
Like body language secrets. Even one about how to date younger women for guys over 35.
Right, and I have one that's out of print now, but you can buy a used copy on Amazon called Office Politics, The Woman's Guide.
Okay.
And it's definitely heavy duty on anthropology in that one.
So we were talking about shaving the head. And, you know, your wife had a good suggestion for the guys who want to give it a try.
Right. She takes them shopping, but first she takes them to the hair salon, gets a haircut.
Okay.
And about 90% of them, she gets a very short haircut. And some of them resist, and she smiles and says, look, if women don't like it, it'll grow back, but try it, because what you're doing right now is not working, obviously, or you wouldn't be here.
Is it women like the short crop military look these days for guys?
It seems to work. A lot of guys have gotten a flat top or a crew cut, and women are reacting positively all around. I have about 200 guys doing it.
You just made a lot of bald guys very happy, Don.
Okay.
We better run. We've got the Yankees tonight.
Okay.
All right. Speaking of which, you know, a lot of the ball players shave their heads. The Mets did it about 2 or 3
biggest things we do in therapy when we get a new client is to try to get them to change their hairstyle. Because when you look in the mirror and you see a new person, it helps you begin your changes. So it's good for anybody, anytime.
Thanks a lot. We'll talk to you next week.
I enjoyed it as always, Brian. Thank you.
Thank you, Reverend Chris. I'm Brian Smithles. See you tomorrow right here at WICC 600.
This is Don Steele. Let me talk a little bit about hair. Hair is the #1 sexual marker on males and females when you have your clothes on. Shiny, clean hair is a sign of health. If you look at a healthy dog or healthy cat, you know by looking at their coat that they're healthy. We do the same thing with each other. So women between 14 and 28 roughly have the shiniest, healthiest looking hair without a lot of additives and without a lot of care. Once women get past like 30, they have to spend a lot more time keeping that young, healthy glow to their hair. Men, when we're young, we have shiny, healthy hair too, until we get to be about 32, 33. Then it starts to go, it starts to fall out. As mine's been falling out. I'm 67, it's been falling out since I was 27. And I have a new flat top military haircut because I went back into my memory and said, okay, when was I happiest? And I was happiest when I was 15, 16 years old. That was 55 and 56 before Elvis, just before Elvis. And flat tops were all the rage in those days. And I thought, well, let's see what happens to my personality and my mood when I do what I ask my clients to do. Cut your hair off. Change something. Hair is the #1 thing to change. Another thing are these sideburns here. These are male markers. Joanna tells the men when they come to the workshop, I want you to bring your sideburns down here to the middle of your, this, whatever it's called, that right there. Keep it there. And one day, one guy said, well, why do you do that? She had to think about it. She says, because I can't grow them. That makes you a man and me a woman. So sideburns, not these big Elvis sideburns, these little short sideburns here, not the kind you'd slay back here and shipmobile where I growed up. Them people's been wearing sideburns forever. No, just these little short burns like this. See that? That's what we're looking for. It's a male marker. Mustaches, very iffy. Goatees, Joanna says, I wouldn't buy anything from a man with a goatee. And she got that from my saying is that, talking to the men, you are the seller and the woman is the buyer. And Joanna says, I wouldn't buy anything from a man with a goatee. Okay? Hair, big deal. I have, it's the second longest section in my book. Court hair is the longest section. Hair goes on and on and on in there about what to do about your hair. Get this book. Everything you want to know about dating women. This part here is nonsense. Turns out that the rules are the same whether you're 18, 28, 38, 48, 58, or 68. How to date young women. Just forget about that men over 35 stuff. It's all there. Okay, this is Don Steele. Now I'll talk to you next time.